That's all those people that were here yesterday. Yeah, okay. Thanks for those of you that are here. It's always tough to lose your match when you've got a group of seniors that we had this year that have just done everything that they could possibly do to make our program better, to go to a new level. They'll finish their career with a couple Sweet 16 finishes and an Elite 8 finish. And I know that's something that at some point in time they'll look back and feel really, really good about, taking this program to an absolutely new level. Wisconsin just served us off the floor tonight. It just really served tough. We haven't seen anything like that all season, what they brought tonight. So give credit to Coach Sheffield and his staff and to their team that did the work, that executed their game plan. They were fabulous from the service line. They kind of had us off balance all night. And they had a couple of players offensively that were terrific that we didn't have an answer for. But all that being said, I thought their defense was a difference maker. They just, Hickey and Morales and Morey, those three were really good tonight. And so, they certainly earned that win tonight, and best of luck to them as they represent the Big Ten. And if they play like that, they will represent the Big Ten very well. I told our group, I said, sometimes you just run out of bullets. And I thought tonight, after playing so many good matches in a row, starting back after we lost 4 in a row, we got back, we turned it around, started beating people like Nebraska. We swept Nebraska at home. We go on the road, we beat Missouri. We go on the road, we beat Illinois. And tonight we just didn't have that same game tonight. And it'd been nice if we would have, because it would have been just a tremendous match. And the kids played hard. Don't get me wrong, we played hard. We hung right in there, but we just didn't have enough tonight for a really good Wisconsin team.
Carly, you're kind of the outspoken leader of this team, and I know that this probably just absolutely sucks, but I think that you probably had a good message for these girls who are coming back, mainly maybe these two right here to your left. Just kind of say what you told them in the locker room after this match.
I mean, next year they're going to have great leadership, and I think when you have really good leadership, you are successful. And I think with KiKi and Val being the setter, being the hitter, being the middle, I think that they can take charge of the team and really control what's going on. And so I think we have a lot of young players who are going to make a huge difference next year. So I think they're going to do really well.
I know a year ago I asked you the same question. You set the goal so high at Final Four, and nothing else was acceptable. And then even after you lost, you said, we still feel like we're a Final Four team. Do you feel like this year this team is a Final Four team, given the way that you finished this season?
Definitely. Tonight when we played, we didn't play our normal game. And you never know what would have happened, but I mean, everything happens for a reason, so we weren't meant to be a Final Four team this year, but deep down, I know we were.
KiKi, just, I know that it's a quick turnaround, but now for the players coming back, you're a senior now. What do you take from this and say, this feeling, we've got to get to the next step, or it's just going to keep ending like this for us?
We're definitely going to learn from this experience. I think that since we do have such a strong underclassmen coming in and who are on the team right now, we just learned so much from the senior group, and now that we've been to the Elite Eight, we just know that we can just do better and better, and we're not going to settle. I asked
Illinois this last night, trying to stop you guys, but when you're facing a team with that many options offensively, how tough is it to set up a block or just try to stop them? Because if you slow one person down, another person just catches fire, and it seemed like it was the case with them tonight.
I think that we really just have to take one play at a time, and we really did try to do our best to put hands in front of their faces, and they just happened to just outplay us just a little bit too much tonight. But I think that we'll use this and grow from it.
Val, can you kind of talk about after intermission? You guys had to feel pretty good to get that second set and go in with a split, and then I think Wisconsin came out and just kind of took it to you guys there to start the third. Did that kind of just take the wind out of your sails kind of a little bit?
I think anytime you come back from winning a second set like that, it's going to be tough to compete with a team of their caliber, but at the same time, we had every intention of winning that set, and I think that they just came out and they wanted it more and they were more aggressive, and we had no answer for most of their offensive weapons.
Do you feel like, you kind of rallied there at the end of the fourth set, but you feel like you dug too big of a hole there to crawl out of?
I think we played a game of catch up most of the match. I think that we are a team that is good at rallying back, but like you said, we dug ourselves a really big hole to start that set, and it just was just out of our reach.
For you and KiKi both, what do you take from this great senior class that Dave has talked about all year? You guys are right next year, and you got to step into that role and fill that leadership. What do you take from that group of 5 that you can apply to next year's team?
They are going to be huge shoes to fill, but we know that with the people that are on the team now and the experience that we were able to have this season, we will be able to help the 7 incoming freshmen to realize what our goals are and that we're not settling for anything less.
Carly, I know you feel like you probably didn't play your best here in Illinois this weekend, but just kind of talk about the DSs and kind of nurturing them along so that one of those players is going to have to step into your role next year, and this is a role that you've kind of had for 5 years, which kind of just uncharacteristically the way things worked out for you, you kind of got to play 5 seasons of college volleyball.
I think every day in practice, DSs come in early, and I think we work really hard, and I try to lead by example, try to coach them, and Dave gave me the title of the coach on the court this year, so I think just through everything, through their ups, through their downs, I've just kept trying to encourage them and empower them because I know they're going to be really, really vital in the next few years.
What do you think it is, I guess just the allure of the Final Four? And you keep mentioning that all year. Does it seem like because you keep harping so much on getting to a Final Four that it's kind of out there? And Wisconsin yesterday said they didn't care about going to the Final Four. They didn't really set a ceiling on what this team could do, and now they're a team going to the Final Four.
No, I think it has nothing to do with that, actually. I think you set goals and you try to reach them. And we set the goal to go to the Final Four, and we tried to reach it, and we failed.
Dave, obviously you said all year this team was special, and I know that when you're a coach you really get attached to these girls. Can you just kind of one last time kind of rehash what this senior group meant to this program and everything they've done? They've been to 2 Elite Eights, which is farther than any team before that group came in had gone under you.
Yeah, first I want to think it's fair that when you finish 5th in America, it's not a bad season. You know, and we're trying to put a slant on this that we did get to the Final Four, so let's not celebrate anything. This has been a heck of a year. A lot of people would like to be sitting right where we're sitting right now. I'm sure that this group would like to be marching on, and that was kind of what our hope was. But I told them in the locker room, and I mean this, I've never had a senior class that's given more to the program, that has been more unselfish about the things that they've done and their leadership style and all those kind of things. It was certainly a conglomeration of unique personalities, and sometimes that's what it takes to really make something special. But they were all different, and they all led differently. Some of them didn't like to lead at first and recognized it was worth it to the team that they do that, so they stepped out of their comfort zone. Some were a little more natural leaders, and they had to kind of shape their leadership to become more effective. But it was a great group. You know, it's a team that I love, players that I love, and we'll miss them. Sometimes you think it's going to be easy to turn the page and go forward, but it's not. We'll be looking for Carly Cramer. A lot of people will be glad she's gone. Okay, not in our program, Carly, but the people we're playing, and as well as Rachel and Katie and Kat Barchek and Hillary Fox. All of them have just made tremendous progress in our program and have been stellar student athletes for Purdue University.
On Hillary, she's somebody who made tremendous strides, and she's the one 4-year senior you have. Can you kind of just elaborate on her a little bit, because she's somebody who maybe at one point in time you didn't know she was going to contribute as much as she ended up?
I think she might be the most improved player we've ever had in Purdue. In the 11 years I've been there. Somebody that came in as a front row player and probably just didn't meet the criteria that was going to be necessary, and we molded her into a back row player, and John with her passing, his passing training, and helped with some of our other players, and then I think her defensively, she just became really, really good. Just really blew up as a defensive specialist and a steady passer. So that's what hard work does. The reason I recruited her is because I loved who she was, and what a selfless person she was, and that she would make a difference in our program somehow. because of her character, and she did.
Any additional questions? Thank you.
Thanks.